Today felt different. Not louder, not brighter, just lighter, as if something inside me had finally unclenched. After holding on for far too long, I woke before sunrise, when the world is still half dreaming. The air was cool, a gentle reminder that even warmth needs time to grow. I stepped outside, and for the first time in many mornings, I did not carry the weight of yesterday's memories. The horizon was painted in quiet colors, soft orange, tender rose, and a shade of gold. That felt like forgiveness. The desert, usually so still, seemed to breathe with me, in a rhythm I'd forgotten I understood. Oh, you, who once filled every corner of my thoughts. There was a time I shut every window of my heart, thinking the silence would protect me from the storm you left behind. But I learned something in those shadowed days. A closed heart keeps out the pain, yes, but it also keeps out the light. And today, the light returned, not with a knock, not with a force, but like sunlight slipping through the smallest crack in a shutter, slow, gentle, patient. It asked for nothing but space to exist. As I walked, I felt the breeze softly touch my face, not the cold wind of longing, but the warm wind of becoming. It carried no memories of you, only the promise of something new. There was a time I believed healing would be loud, a sudden revelation, a dramatic shift, but instead, it came quietly, like a whisper, in a vast empty room, like a single leaf, falling without sound. Oh, you, who once held my fragile hopes, I no longer stand at the edge of loss, searching for the echo of your footsteps. I walk now toward days that are mine alone, filled not with forgetting, but with understanding. I have realized that some hearts come into our lives not to stay, but to show us where we must grow. Your presence stirred that growth. Your absence completed it. As I stood beneath the rising sun, I felt a shift, not outside, but within. A soft voice said, "You survived. Now it is time to live." And I believed it. The windows of my heart, once shut tight, opened today, not wide, but enough. Enough for air, enough for light, enough for hope, to wander back inside, like an old friend. Returning home, I took a long breath, and for the first time, in a long time, it did not feel heavy. The day had begun, and so had I. Tonight felt softer than the nights before, as if the darkness itself had gentled with time. No rush, no noise, no echoes of the past pulling me backward, just a calm stillness resting across the sky. Like a warm blanket, I walked beneath the stars, each one glowing with a quiet certainty, a quiet truth. Even distant lights serve a purpose. For so long, I looked for meaning in everything around me, the wind, the horizon, even the memories of what once was. But tonight, the world whispered something different. Look within. I paused, placed my hand on my chest, and felt my heart beat. Steady, warm, alive, a rhythm that had guided me through storms, through silence, through endings. I once believed I would never survive. Oh, you, who once colored my nights with longing. Tonight, I realize something gentle. My heart does not beat your name anymore, not because I have forgotten, but because I have grown. There is a difference. Healing is not erasing. Healing is understanding. It is learning that your absence is not a wound. It is a chapter, a page that needed turning, for me to see the fullness of my own story. As I stood beneath the vast sky, I felt gratitude instead of ache. Gratitude for the love that was, for the lessons it gave, for the strength I did not know I carried until I had to. The desert wind moved slowly, brushing the sand in soft waves. It felt like encouragement, gentle, patient, kind, as if the world itself was saying, "You have come far. Rest in that truth." I breathed in deeply. The air tasted different tonight, free of heaviness, free of remnants, of yesterday's sorrow. It tasted like clarity. Oh, you, whose memory once shadowed every corner of my being. I no longer walk in that shadow. I walk beside the light, growing with it, learning from it, becoming part of it. The stars shimmered above, and I realized not every light is meant to guide you. Some are meant simply to remind you that even in darkness, brightness exists. Tonight, that brightness was mine. Slowly, softly, I began to walk forward, not toward anything, not away from anything, but simply onward, with a calm heart, a quiet mind, and a soul that finally understood its own value. And as I moved, I carried one truth with me: a heart that listens to its own rhythm never loses its way. There are days when life teaches loudly, through people, through loss, through unexpected storms. But today, the lesson arrived quietly. In the soft stillness, between two heartbeats, I was sitting alone, with nothing but the desert wind brushing past me. No noise, no demands, no memories pulling at my sleeves. Just silence, the kind that doesn't echo pain, but offers space to breathe. In that silence, I felt a truth surface. Slow, calm, inevitable. Healing is not a destination. It is a choice you make every morning, a choice to rise, even when your heart still carries yesterday's bruises, a choice to trust that the road ahead has more to give than the hurt behind. Oh, you, who once held the most fragile parts of me, I don't resent the chapters we no longer share. The heart does not forget lightly, but it learns, it reshapes, it transforms love into understanding and longing into strength. I used to think acceptance would arrive like a bolt of clarity, a moment where everything made sense all at once. But instead, it came slowly, like grains of sand, falling one by one through my fingers, impossible to notice at first, until suddenly my hands were empty and my soul felt lighter. Today, as the sun climbed higher, I realized something simple. I no longer ask why. Not about you, not about the distance, not about the time. That slipped through our hands. Some answers are found, not in questioning, but in releasing. The desert stretched before me, endless, open, unburdened, and for the first time, I felt the same. Wide inside, not crowded by old thoughts, not haunted by what could have been. Oh, you, whose memory once held the power to break my calm. Now you drift through my mind like a passing cloud. I notice you, yes, but I no longer chase your shape across the sky. There is peace in this, a gentle peace, the kind that does not announce itself, but quietly settles. Where the ache once lived, I stood and closed my eyes. The wind kissed my face with a tenderness that felt like a promise that life still carries beauty, even after loss, a promise that the heart, no matter how shaken, knows how to rise. And as I walked forward, I understood the lesson. Today had brought some moments break you, some moments make you, but it is the quiet moments that remake you.